Hey guys, and thank you for joining me for yet another video. In this presentation, we're going to be taking a look at how to make Sada Roti. Now, Sada Roti is the basic roti. I mean, you know how to make this. You can start off with this one. It's pretty easy. I take you through it step by step. And let's get into this. It's a nice breakfast alternative. Welcome to another video. In this presentation, we're going to be making some Sada Roti, which is the most basic roti that can be made. So I have 4 cups of flour. To each cup of flour, you add a teaspoon of baking powder. So I have 4 teaspoons of baking powder, and then I have 1 teaspoon of salt. And after adding those 3 ingredients to the basin, you're going to use your whisk, or you can use your hands, but I find I get a more even mix with my whisk. So I use my whisk to incorporate those 3 ingredients so that it's, spread evenly throughout the flour. So that's what I'm doing right here. And in the process, I'm also making a well in the middle, and I have 1.5 cups of water on standby for it. Now, like I said, I'm starting to make a little well in the middle there for the water. So, like I said, I have 1.5 cups of water in here. So I'm gonna just start by adding half a cup. So that's about half a cup. And what I'm gonna do is this, I'm gonna just use my whisk to start mixing it in. Eventually I'm gonna have to go in with my hands for the kneading motion of this flour, but I'm just starting. So the difference this time is usually we would rub and massage our flour in like such. This time we're just like literally squeezing the water into the flour. So I just added the half a cup, so I'm gonna continue adding more water slowly, and then I'm gonna start squeezing my flour into my water, so I'm gonna keep doing that until I get a really sticky texture. So, but slowly add it to your flour though, slowly. So here you can see I'm actually just massaging in the last remaining bits of my water. For this last portion, as you can see, I'm grabbing the flour and gripping it and just slowly adding the water. So anywhere that I see dry areas, I just add a little bit more water, and as you can see, the motion is not massaging the flour in, the motion is squeezing the flour together. So we're gonna keep doing that till we add all our water until our dough is formed. Okay, so here is my tawa. It's extra large, as you can see, it's the largest size tawa. I just washed it and put it on the stove to heat up. I put my temperature on medium low. When I'm actually about 5 to 10 minutes closer to the time, I'm actually going to turn it to medium for the cooking, but for now I'm just gonna let it warm up and let it evenly warm up. So I leave it there till I'm ready. Back to our dough. We had our dough covered and resting with a wet paper towel on it because we didn't want our flour to get what do you call that, you know, that shell, that hard shell that it gets, a crispy shell while it's waiting. Anyways, so now that we are ready to proceed with this, we're just gonna sprinkle a little bit of flour on our surface before we handle our flour. So we just put a little sprinkle of flour on our surface and we took out our dough. As you can see, it's still quite sticky, which is what you want. You don't want this to be unsticky. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just be taking out, I'm gonna get 4 from this. So I'm just going to literally be making 4 balls. So what I do is I literally squeeze off the top right there. So that's one ball right there. So I'm gonna keep doing the same thing. I'm gonna break off 4 of these balls off of here. So it's gonna be 4 in total. So I'm just gonna squeeze that off. Okay, so with the dough, I just literally pull in to the, you just literally, see, you hold it there in your hand, and then you just literally pull the ends up. It has to be closed all the way for it to turn into, for it to swell. You know how the sada swells on the heat? It's gonna, but we have to close this all the way. So like that, and pinch it to the tip like so. And you see how it's nice and smooth? So you just pinch it. Good to go. And it's closed. And I just put it down. And then if you want, you can go. Hey y'all, so I'm back. I just rolled out my first dough ball. Like as you see, I got 4 in total, so I just rolled one completely out. So I'm just gonna start lifting it up. Usually I use 2 hands to lift it up. By the way, I turned up my tawa to medium just around the time when I started to roll them out, because I now need about 5 minutes for it to reach that. So we're just gonna take our rolled out dough and we're going straight onto the towel. We don't need any butter or anything on there. You're just putting your dough directly onto the towel like that. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. I put it directly in the middle where the heat is. And what we're waiting for is for a bunch of little bubbles to start swelling before we start turning this on the other side. So we're just gonna wait for the bubbles to appear. Hey also, I'm back to show you the bubbles that are appearing. So I'm just gonna be flipping this over to the other side now. As you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of dark marks, which is what we want. So we'll let that cook on the side for about a minute before we start to swell this dough, okay? So now we're gonna be focusing on swelling the dough. So what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to pull our tawa off the edge of the heat there, and we're gonna start putting our bread over the heat on the edge so that our edges can start to swell with the heat. Being careful not to let your bread touch the actual element, but we're gonna just place it right over the edge. You notice how my dough is swelling on the edge, which is what you want. So you're gonna keep flipping it on the other side now to make this side swell. So this side is gonna start puffing up just like this side is. So that happens over the heat, over the edge. So that's what's going on here. We're just swelling the edges so that's what makes it the Sada Roti, right? So you just keep turning it till it... Yeah guys, so I'm just here puffing the edge or swelling, inflating the Sada, so to speak. You see how it's swollen there? So yeah, you just kind of take your towel off the edge like that. And then you just push your bread off on the edge and the heat will inflate the bread. So I'm just swelling the edges on the heat. You can tell there's lots of heat, it's just puffing. So I just wanted to come back with this Sada Roti and show you how it is, the texture, the dexterity of it. I didn't cut it, I'm just actually gonna split into it. So the inside, you could feel it, you know, you just pull it apart. It's super soft, by the way. See? Yeah, so I just wanted to come back and show you that. Here's the inside of the other piece. And you just put your filling in here. Yeah, y'all, so I'm done making my Sada Roti and everything, but I took it back old school. Like back in the days, the only way I had Sada Roti was with some butter and cheese. So I literally sliced some cheese and put it in here. And the tawa is off, but because it's still so hot, it's gonna melt it. So I just kind of went back to basics, like the old school days, where it was just butter and cheese. So yeah, I'm gonna have mine.